questions about the fate of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, which disappeared Saturday over Southeast Asia. Continued Friday, to hang in the air. Here is what we know and don't know, from hard data to conspiracy theories.
Where is the plane? That could be anywhere from India to Australia, a stretch of the globe so vast that only the luckiest of breaks would turn up the missing plane. How big is the search area? Authorities break huge swaths of the possible crash site into small grids. The grids cover the southern tip of Vietnam, South Thailand, half of peninsular Malaysia and parts of the South China Sea, Gulf of Thailand, Strait of Malacca and Andaman Sea, and the Indian Ocean. If the plane crashed into the water, would anything still be floating? Not large pieces of the plane, but it's certainly possible that substantial pieces of lightweight debris, not aircraft structure, could be found floating 6 days after the aircraft struck the water. That could include things like life jackets and seat cushions.
What role does the transponder play, and why do I hear so much about it? A transponder is a radio transmitter that is in the cockpit and works with ground radar to communicate with air traffic controllers. Do we know why it stopped working? How do you turn it off? One reason to turn off the transponder would be to hide the plane's flight information from radar screens. Other experts give conflicting opinions. One says the circumstances point to someone, perhaps a hijacker, deliberately turning the plane around. Another says a catastrophic power failure could explain the anomalies. Could the plane have landed somewhere? It's theoretically possible that the plane could have landed at a remote airstrip where it's being hidden. But there are some big holes in that theory. The 777 is a big plane. It requires, at minimum, nearly a mile to land, and there's the matter of getting it someplace without setting off alarm bells. You can't just fly a 777 and not have a radar trace.
What about those passengers who were flying with stolen passports? Interpol says it has identified the men as Iranians. Malaysian investigators say neither of them has any apparent connection to terrorist organizations. Stolen passports don't necessarily indicate terrorism. Is this the first time a plane has vanished? No, perhaps no disappearance proved as vexing as Air France 447, which went down after departing Rio de Janeiro on June 1, 2009. It took 4 searches and almost 2 years before the bulk of the wreckage and majority of bodies were recovered.